Hey, have you noticed how difficult it is to make those pentatonic scales you've been practicing sound musical? Well, so have I, and it's a common problem, but stick around because I'm going to show you 4 proven techniques that you can use to start making those pentatonic scales you've been practicing all this time sound musical today. So stick around, let's jump into this. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is that we're going to be playing patterns out of E minor pentatonic. All right, well, there's 5 of those patterns. All right, and we're going to play them over the top of a 4-chord chord progression. If you're wondering what those 5 patterns are, click the link below and you'll be able to download a PDF right now, all right? And all those E's will be highlighted throughout the pentatonic scale, because if you don't know where the E's are in your E minor pentatonic scale, it's hard to outline that sound, and that's really what we're going for here in this lesson. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is that we're going to be playing patterns 3 and 4 here. Okay, so pattern 3 is going to look like this. Pattern 4 is going to look like this. Just sound like scales, right? But what we're going to do is play a chord progression. I'm going to loop something underneath that, play a little solo, and show you exactly what I'm doing to make this scale sound very musical, and you can do it too. All right, so the progression is going to be E minor, C, G, D. All right, so that's what you need to know, and that's what we're going to be looping so that we can play our guitar solo over it. All right, so here's our loop. E minor, C, G, D, and here's our solo. All right, so how did this and this go from sounding like a scale to sounding like music? Well, I used 4 things, all right? 4 techniques. I did bends, and then I did pull-offs, hammer-ons, and then I did slides. Bends, pull-offs, hammer-ons, and slides are 4 key things, and being able to know where you can do that to outline your progression. Let's just break down this entire solo so you can learn those 4 techniques in a way that is immediately applicable to what you want to do on the guitar, all right? So I'm starting with the 8th fret 2nd string. This is out of pattern 4 of the E minor pentatonic, right over that E minor chord, and I'm doing a whole step bend on the 8th fret 2nd string. I'm using my middle finger, but you could use your ring finger if you would like. So I'm gonna go, and a whole step bend means I'm bending it up to sound like that 10th fret 2nd string, or that A. And now I immediately go to the second technique, which is a pull-off. So I'm going 9 to 7 on the 3rd string, pull off, 9 on the 4th string, 7 on the 3rd string, and then I slide down with my ring finger. Here's technique 3. And then I slide 9 to 7, and then I hammer on 5 to 7. So I'll do that again. Over the progression, it'll sound like this. Do that again. So another thing that made that sound really musical is that I started on this G, bent up. That note is in the E minor chord. And then when I landed on the G and let it sit for a second, that G is also in the C chord. So I'm staying within chord tones. This is a key thing to start to understand. And you have to learn your neck a little bit better to do this, but you can do it, and I believe in you. Right now, we're just trying to learn how to make this stuff sound musical. And then I added more hammer-ons. I went. Okay, so then I immediately added some hammer-ons, which is another technique of our 4 techniques that we're learning today. So I'm doing 5 to 7 on the 6th, 5 to 7 on the 5th, and I landed on the 5 of the 4th string, okay? So I went just like that, okay? And then we have the second half of the lick, but let's play through that a little bit. So you got, all right, so the last part of the solo is this, and it includes several of those same techniques that's making this sound very musical. So what kept it super simple, I went a hammer on 5, 7 on the 5th, 5 to 7 on the 4th, and then I slid 7 to 9 on the 4th, and then I landed back on the 7th, and then I did it again, and then I went 7 to 9 on the 4th, and then 7 on the 3rd. So when you put all that together, it sounds like this.